Howdy, y'all. This is JD the Jungle Dude, and this is my dog Beauregard. Yes, as you can see, he definitely is my dog. We're going to talk today about life being better with dogs. And as you can see, Beauregard has no problem being my dog. So, with all the nonsense going on, let's talk. On my channel, I've had a problem. I'm not going to pay YouTube a bunch of money. Why? Because I don't have it. The other thing, I've been fighting with neighbors who think there's an HOA in my neighborhood, in my county, which there's not. As you can see, I love animals if you've been on my channel. And the fact that Beauregard is going crazy is a good example of I don't abuse my dogs. There is no HOA. I'm allowed to own a kennel, and I do. And aside from the fennec fox and the ferrets, I have a lot of dogs and an outdoor cat. And right now, my little Beauregard, he's a Mountain Feist. We'll talk about that. He wants down to eat up all of the fennec fox is and ferret's food, and I can't let him down. So let's get through this because he's being silly, but lovable and silly. Number one, a Mountain Feist is a breed that has a whole lot of terrier mixes mixed in with like beagle, dachshund, and chihuahuas. They're smaller breeds, but as you can see, he's a spotty dog. His back looks like a Holstein cow. I have dogs that look like Boston Terriers, and I have dogs that look like coonhounds or bloodhounds, just in miniature form. And that's all part of the Mountain Feist. Now, I love Mountain Feists for a very simple reason. They're small, they're lovable, they're loud, and they're territorial. Now, the fact that I've got dogs that look like Boston Terriers and Jack Russell Terriers and little Holstein dogs like Beauregard, yeah, that means that the genetics are a crapshoot like everything. And people are like, those are mutts. Yeah, they're mutts. Here's a problem most Americans are mutts. And, I'd rather make a video about a Mountain Feist than I would about social or political commentary. There's a reason why I don't talk about that nonsense. Because I'm a firm believer life goes better with dogs. And anybody that stirs up the chamber pot should be made to lick the spoon. You got too many people that are doing gimmicks and saying nonsense like, uh, yeah, well, they make it racial. I'm not going to go into it. And I've actually had a problem with woke tards. And I don't care if you're woke, be woke. Just don't be a woke tard. I don't want you to be a tard in any way. Conservative, libtard, anything. Why? Because we need the left wing and the right wing to keep the eagle of liberty flying. I want a strong left. I want a strong right. And you guys know my political views, or I'm conservative, and I'm a Christian, and I'm a nationalist, but I'm not a Christian nationalist for a very simple fact. There is no religion that should dictate laws in this country based on the First Amendment. Why? It was set up so you didn't have the problems. People seem to think that this is the first English or Anglo Saxon back democracy experiment. It's not. Look up Cromwell, Oliver Cromwell. They took out a king, and he set himself up as a Lord Protector. And they didn't separate church and state. And then he had to deal with different Protestant denominations fighting to get pieces of the pie that they shouldn't deserve. Well, didn't deserve and shouldn't get. Anyway, um, with the new year coming through, I have not posted for a while because, uh, let's be realistic, YouTube wants me to buy into an actual spurious or relatively dodgy, shady sponsor. I'm not going to do that. They want me to pay money to advertise my videos, and they want me to stir up the chamber pot on whatever level. Okay, number one, I'm a 60-year-old veteran who raises animals and looks after his family. And my family is basically an 88-year-old mother. Now, I don't care what other influencers have to say. When I have PTSD or I have a really big problem, I go hug a dog. And quite frankly, when you have dogs, life goes better. If you don't like dogs or you're allergic, you know, find find something you look after and work with that. Right now, my Fennec Fox is trying to check out the dog because he wants to play. And all I gotta say is, let's find common ground. If it means we have to argue and scrap, let's find common ground because the whole thing about make America great again, number one, I'm I'm MAGA in their policy. I do not like the term make America great again because in my opinion, America has never stopped being great. You got you got whole lots of problems. You got whole lots of people that can fix these problems. I'm not going to go and bash people to get clicks and views, and I'm not going to play to be somebody I'm not to get clicks and views. And if you don't like the idea of me having dogs, spent the last 2 years fighting with neighbors who moved in from northern Ohio into central Ohio, thinking that there was an HOA here, and they tried to get my dogs that they thought I had too many of removed. I live in an area where you can keep the dogs as many as you want. It's called a kennel, and you can actually Keep the dogs as long as they're licensed. But as you can see, my dogs hate me oh so much because I'm cruel to them, right? No. If you've got a dog or a pet and you're not going to spoil them, why do you have them? Listen, we got enough infighting going on. And then I have to deal with idiots that want to tell me when they move into a town where it's socially acceptable to own dogs and guns. Yes, YouTube, I said guns. Because we're allowed to. Second Amendment right. I'm a veteran. I don't even have to pay for a concealed carry license in the county where I get it from. All I got to do is show up with an actual passport photo, clear a background check, and boom. And I live in Ohio, which is a constitutional concealed carry state. The only reason I get an actual concealed carry permit is for when I go out of state. When do I go out of state? When I need to pick up a fox or a dog or a rescue. Anyway, guys, I'm wishing you all peace and peace of mind coming into 2026. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you right now, I love my country. And if you're not here to support the country, either support where you live or go live where you want to support. Period. And if you can't find common ground, maybe the problem isn't the other guy. Maybe it's you. Wishing you all peace and peace of mind. JD the Jungle Dude and my dog Beauregard signing off.